So this is actually me. Oh, so that would be why you're not hearing anything from me. Aha, okay. Cool. Good. Excellent connection. That's what I thought. Excellent connection. So I'm going to wait until some more people join me on here. I'm going to turn the music back on. And it was very loud for me, so I'm going to turn it down a little bit. That should be good. Maybe a bit much. There we go.
Waiting for the start beep to go.
Oh, nope, that's actually loud. That, okay.
Everyone's just really gearing
to go.
Here they
Oh, but that can't be.
There we go.
That.
Psychosis.
Can I?
2, 1.
Oh.
And they're off the first exhibition heat. That STC pusher actually pushed down a little bit too hard and pulled a wheelie there. Here comes Apex Eggs. We expected he was going to be pretty fast uphill one. He's got a huge lead already. Clearly a trained student team is falling up the hill.
It would have really been
with Phoenix.
It would have been really interesting to see them on their faster buggy this year. What they could have done.
It was a nice, good transition from 1 to 2. He was pretty deep. He's going to carry it fairly deep into the hill 2 shove and let it go.
All right.
Followed by
so
Psychosis from SDC.
Oh, I should stop playing that. So that sounds really quiet to me, but I think that's just me. I think. There's nothing on screen, so it should be showing so the nothing on screen should be like I was just playing it on the side. So hopefully you just saw that. Thanks, Connor. It was pretty loud there. Okay, so that's definitely just me then. Okay. Barsham, you're gonna jump in here? Yeah. Yeah, we're trying to get the videos to be a little bit quieter, and I gotta see if I can play them differently as I make weird. What? No, I didn't want that. Stop. Okay. VLC, where you at? Where you at, buddy? VLC, as you listen to me clicking and clacking. Okay. Can I open? I want to open stream. Yeah, let's try that. Maybe this will work. Let's try it. Let's try it. Let's see if this does what I think it'll do. What I hope it'll do. Stream. Okay. Yes. I can. Hey, there you are. File. Well, right now it'll be... Ooh, and I can hear me on you. Can you put your headphones on? Thank you. Okay. Oh, I see. You're using the audio. Okay. I mean, that's not the worst. But I can also do my go live in here. That. Go live. So if I know VLC has a way to play... Sorry, go ahead. Oh, I was just talking to myself. It's been a busy day, man. I feel your pain. So so what I'm trying to do right now is VLC should have a way to... Connor, you want to join us in the chat? Because you were still a student in 2014, right? You should be able to just hop into the live stream VC on Discord, and you'll be on air. Anyway, yeah, there should be a way to... That's not what I want. To stream. Yeah. Hey. Hey, how's it going? Is that what I needed to do? Do I know? Well, that's not me right now. And I... I'm being media services because they are having trouble doing their job. From home. From home. No, not at all. Not at all. They've been amazing this last week, working with us, and it just so happens that I have better internet than they do. So yeah. So I'm gonna be the one actually showing the races tomorrow through Zoom. Yeah, it just means that I have to do a bunch of setup on my end to prep for that. But it's actually not going to be that bad. I mean, it's not like I was going to be doing much anyway. And as long as I mute myself, I can do whatever, as long as that's still going. Although I probably won't, because my computer is prone to crashing real bad. So, hey, what's up, Eddie? We can't hear you if you're trying to talk. Stream. Next. Destinations for the stream methods. I just want to... Oh, destinations. Can I just display locally? That's what I want. Yeah. This is the YouTube playlist, so... Yeah, actually, we can hear you so well, your mic is picking up everything and I can't hear Brian. Cool. Yeah. Push to talk is also good if you want an easy one. Sorry, Brian, what were you saying? Well, then it's out of order, and that's what we're going with. Actually, I should be able to pop it open.
Oh, yeah.
Now,
well, it starts with Saturday exhibition, so yes. Okay. Oh yeah, Heat 1, Heat 3. Wait. We can fix this. Can open this up here. So you're probably just going to see this live. Oh, wait, I haven't shared it yet. Yes. Okay, where is... I want Women's Heat 2. Oh my god, this is so bad. What happened? It goes from Women's Saturday Heat 1 to Men's Saturday Heat 3 to Saturday Reroll 3 to 1. And there's no Women's Heat 2? What? Oh, no, that's Men's Heat 2. Oh, well, then there's no saving us. Yeah. All right. Well, we've discovered one we're going to need to fix later. And I can hear myself in the background of somebody? Connor, you wearing headphones? Okay. Whatever. I don't care enough to fix it because I'm going to mute myself in a minute so that I can actually get to doing what I need to do right now. Okay. Anyway, you guys all have drinks in hand. You guys ready to go? Oh, yeah, and actually, you guys that are in the voice chat with me, I think you should be able to see a live view on Discord. So you can, I mean, there's very little delay, but the Discord one is live. The YouTube should be just showing the, sorry, so I'm showing two different things. The Discord is showing the playlist, and YouTube is getting my switcher, which right now has the playlist on the side with the, yeah, with just that title screen there. And it says, thanks for watching, which is not true right now. Why is that there? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, continue to do so. There we go. So that should have just disappeared for everybody. But good news, we're going to switch to the actual races. You guys ready? Jeremy's very ready. Excellent. Oh, is he in chat? I don't have chat open right now. Oh, look at you guys. Hey. Okay, cool. All right, so we're gonna pop this over and get this
going. As we're waiting
on the
for
road.
the start beep to go,
And
you
it's
can
just
see
for
that
you guys. I'm gonna mute
everyone's
myself.
just really geared
Here
to
they
go.
come. Here they come.
There we go.
Annoy me.
5, 4,
Psychosis.
3, 2, 1.
And they're off for the first exhibition heat. That STC pusher actually pushed down a little bit too hard and pulled a wheelie there. Here comes Apex Eggs. We expected he was going to be pretty fast uphill one. He's got a huge lead already. Clearly a trained student team is hauling up the hill.
It would have really been
With
interesting.
Phoenix.
It would have been really interesting to see them on their faster buggy this year. What they
nice
could have
deep.
done.
It was a nice, good transition from 1 to 2. He was pretty deep. He's going to carry it fairly deep into the hill 2 shove and let it go. Followed by Psychosis from SDC, and
Wait till
Fringe D
Jeremy.
is finally down with
So I
Bang.
should have
Yeah.
just turned them on.
We can see that the fog is
are they on?
not so much as bad as it was this morning. It was. I don't think we had any visibility.
Yeah,
One second. I can actually see this on my end. Okay, you guys say something.
Nothing. Just that's because Ben paused the video. Yes, I'll have
You couldn't log in here on your account.
as far as I can tell, you cannot. Anyone can hear you talking. please let us know
That's
in
sad.
either
You had
the
all
YouTube
of those
chat
things.
All right, you
or
guys should be on
Discord
now.
chat. Either just say you can hear us.
Anybody else getting echo from Brian's voice?
Hey Connor, your mic is picking up a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna switch to a different headset. Hold on.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
I'm
force
gonna
me
go
to
push talk because I think that probably makes sense.
Oh, I know why it's getting weird there. I was broadcasting my stuff back to you guys.
Yeah, I was exactly. I was hearing my echo on you.
Yep. I hit the wrong button there.
It's
Okay.
saying we can hear you. So I
Yay,
hope that.
okay.
Okay.
Probably not me, but they can hear you.
It sounds like I'm assuming based on these comments that everyone was picking up the fact that you were echoing into the Discord. They can hear you too. Sounds like things are starting to work.
Oh, they can. Wait, what? Oh, of course you can. Yes, of course you can.
Everyone's been listening to Ben talk to himself for 10 minutes.
Yep.
With that said, I do not hear the audio in Discord.
You don't hear which audio in Discord? The stream audio?
I do not hear the stream audio in Discord.
Oh, okay. Fine, I'm just watching on YouTube like everybody else.
Hey Ben, I'm back with a different headset. Is this better?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Okay, now I'm going to turn myself off from the world.
I tried to.
Not so much as bad as it was this morning. I don't think we had any visibility.
Yeah, the course is a little bit damp, though. We're interested to see with this exhibition how she's going to do through the turn.
All right. So I think if people can hear us, you want to try this again, Connor, and explain why we're watching Apex A in a heat.
Yeah, so the buggy we were gonna roll A team was Ember, and we found out on the Friday morning of race day that the core material on the base plate was beginning to fail. So rather than rolling a buggy that we thought could potentially have a major failure and endanger the driver, we scratched it and then tried to roll Phoenix on our A team. Originally, sweepstakes said, all right, we're going to put it to a vote to the chairman. If it's unanimous, not unanimous, if it's majority, then you guys are good to go. We did our vote at the bottom of the hill, and the only team that voted against it was Pike. And because they were in a heat, not even with our A team, but with our B team, they were, for some reason, given automatic veto power. So we were not allowed to roll it. We then had to fight to be able to roll in this as an exhibition. And so we rolled the A team as an exhibition on Saturday morning on wet roads on a buggy that they had never pushed before. So the transitions were pretty bad. The pickup on Hill 3 was pretty bad. And they still rolled a 220, which at the time was our team record by, I think, 7 or 8 seconds. This easily was a 215 or under team, even with our crappy free rolls back then. So it was really disappointing that we were not able to roll them that year, because that would have been good enough for, I believe, 5th or even 4th place with a 215.
Yeah, if you get under a 214, you get second place this year, for sure.
Which is wild.
And Ben, I don't know if you're still paying attention, but apparently the audio on the video is now low on YouTube. So yeah, to Dia's question as to why an E team was racing against an A and D team, hopefully you got that answer. But the reason is that was actually the exhibition heat. That was the timing heat to start the year.
Pull ahead of CIA there.
Okay, is the audio better, everyone?
Enthusiastic CIA is, especially you can tell by their outfits.
Not microwave safe?
Love the jacket and tie for the CIA Hill 1 pusher.
Yeah, suit race!
There we go. Here comes her 1.
Psychosis with about a 25
I believe,
time. That's a pretty good time for a C team. Smooth transition.
Assuming Gucci means good, then yes, audio is good.
CIA just making a transition.
Am I old if I don't know if Gucci means good?
STC with about a
You definitely dated yourself a little bit.
Initial split
It
there
starts
for
with a
Fox.
G, so
Pretty
it
for a
means
C
good.
team, and we'll see how they can roll here.
I
CIA
just
is
realized that
right
there was a
there.
bike on the
They're,
course there. Did anybody
30
notice
seconds
that?
behind.
Right.
But again,
Ben,
a CIAC
rewind.
team would not be expected to be super competitive from 1 to 2.
There we go.
And there goes STC with about a 38-second.
Look on the right-hand side.
Oh, wow.
Initial split
Check
there
that
for
out.
pretty good for a
On
C
the
team.
right-hand
And we'll see
side,
how,
in
how
a
they can
spot
roll here.
where I mean,
CIA
I guess
running to
the
shot
good
right
thing is
there.
the bike was going the
They're,
correct
they're
direction.
Many seconds behind.
Right.
But again, a CIAC team would not be expected to be super competitive. It's more really about a chance for people to develop and to learn more about pushing.
Absolutely. I mean, you also come from an organization where you're mainly a.
So yeah,
you don't really get the
obviously,
time to go out and push. Some
so
people
so
don't.
this year we
So
had on the
these
actual
heats are the time
broadcast,
for mechanics to go out and have fun
we
with the
had
rest of their mechanics.
And Psychosis is
Will,
running
obviously,
well.
Andy
He's got about
Bordick, and
a
Anthony
108
Pacella
at the stop sign.
were
So
the
pretty
three
good for a
commentators.
women's team. Interesting here.
Though
I want to watch this turn
Will
here.
doesn't actually
There
start
we go. There's a transition.
at this point. I believe this was just Andy and Anthony. Will jumps in at what is
You'll see
around
as you run
women's
it,
heat
work on
4.
navigating that shoot turn there. There's really some
But
bad parts of the
we're,
road. And,
unless Ben is
kind of her
changing this
signature
on
turn
his
she
end,
did. She slid
we
a
are
little bit
not
when she first
going
turned,
to
but she
be
slid a little bit
watching these
through the
races
middle part of that
in
turn.
order,
Right. She really always has
as you
that.
might say.
It's almost like a trench.
So
That has
yeah,
formed in the
good luck
road,
with that.
and especially with as wheels as good as theirs, you don't want to be caught in there going through so much.
And there's just a
CIA
little
just went through the
preamble
shoot turn
for
there. They went through a big
2014.
V-nose
So
tight.
obviously
Not
you can
nearly the
all
speed that
see,
you see
and
from
many of you
STC,
are
but
commenting on the
good for
fog.
the C team coming off
This
the road.
is
A little bit of
a
slow
one-day
build.
Saturday
So we'll
race
see if,
day.
he'll
Friday
follow
was
through.
rained out entirely. Saturday, the good news was it stopped raining
So Hill 4
relatively
right now,
early. It stopped
two-handed
raining at like
bump. There's
3
not
or
too many
4
details
a.m.
there, so I'm not sure who's cheering her on.
The expectation when some of us
Two-handed
alums
bumping
woke up
a
was
fast
that,
buggy
oh great, the roads will
sequence,
be dry. And then you get outside and you
also
can
ran
barely
buggy
see
just
2
because
feet in
there's
front
gonna
of
be
you.
a piece of
So
garbage
the
that's soft, and this thing
fog
is going to be able to roll for them. So
sat
they have a nice
there
machine to push. So it's really a matter
for
of getting to
quite a
the front of
while.
this thing
I
and
believe
making sure that all the things that
Robo
you pass through
Buggy
here come
did
through.
a
We also
uh,
about how
remote
disciplined
controlled
STC is.
roll
STC goes through
in
all
the
the
fog,
rules with
and then
I do too many things at once. WRCT, the home of sexy time. What? That's their homepage. What? That's really funny. Okay, so I should be on my computer now because I think it automatically pulls me off. Come on. Oh, and of course I can't hear you guys if you're trying to talk to me because I have the wrong headphones in. Woohoo! There we go. All right, can you guys hear me again?
yes.
Excellent. Excellent. Okay. Let me make sure. Yes, I'm off there. Excellent. Okay. Get in there. All right, so we should be streaming again, I think, and I think.
The question is, do I have to refresh the page for it to work?
Oh, okay. Well, maybe not. Well, so I'm currently paused on. How about that? Same as the rest of the crew. Excellent. Okay, I'm going to start this. I haven't logged into YouTube yet to be on the chat, but we're going to start the race again and get that going. We're back. Yes, I'm echoing. I'm aware of that. And
there we go.
so I
And
think
there goes STC.
is this right? Where's Discord? There it is. Oh, I am broadcasting to you guys everything. Useful.
And you see she really had to work on navigating that shoot turn there. There's really some bad parts of the road, and you kind of have to segment your turn, which she did. She slid a little bit when she first turned, then she slid a little bit through the middle part of that turn.
Right. She really wanted to get past that. It's almost like a trench that has formed in the road.
Yeah.
And especially with, as wheels as good as theirs, you don't want to be caught.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
CIA just went through the shoot turn, and they went through pretty clean.
I can hear myself now.
Not nearly the speed that you see from SDC, but good for them to make their C team come on through.
A little bit of a slow Hill 3, though, so we'll see if Hill 4 can pick it up.
Hooray!
So Hill 4 right now, two-handed bump. There's not too many people out there, so I'm not sure who's cheering her on, but two-handed bumping a fast buggy.
So anyway, as I was saying before we cut off,
That's gonna be
I have no idea what I'm
piece of garbage. It's
saying.
soft.
It really
It's
doesn't
gonna be a
matter.
little raw for them, so they have a nice machine to push. So it's really a matter of getting through the practice thing and making sure that all the things that you were practicing through the year.
Well, so what's harder, pushing in a suit or pushing in a dress? What do you guys think?
Disciplined STC is. STC goes through all the rules with every single person before the race starts. So we can see that STC is really strict about transitions for zones and what this pusher is going to do.
I love the Hill 3 pusher for CAA there was very excited when she shoved off to Hill 4.
53 right now. So we'll see. My guess is just around 3 minutes. There it is, right at 2:59.
You think so, Andrea? You don't think it depends on what dress? I guess those probably wouldn't be dresses then, the tighter ones. Those are more like skirts. Because, like, what Shannon's wearing now,
Well, the outfit is a.
that looks like it'd be pretty rough to push in.
From the suit tie that we've seen from Hill 1.
I mean, I'm surprised the dress is staying intact there.
Yeah, right? Turn on P2 body? Okay, we'll do. I don't remember what setting it was on before.
The fog is really interesting. I don't think I've seen a foggy
Let's
day
put it up
for
to-
buggy in a long time.
That's 8. There we go. Very stretchy. Okay, that works. Well, here you get both. You do the dress with jeans. From,
I want to say that's
crap. I know her name.
say that's
No,
free of
shit.
qualifying, but CIEC is still pushing.
I like the sound of that. What happened now?
I'm forgetting her name.
Haley Dalzell.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I knew it was an H.
Works for
I just couldn't-
Cruise, making self-driving cars. After doing Robo Buggy, she went to self-driving cars.
Oh, is that what she's doing now?
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. Okay, let's actually go full screen with this thing since it's working again.
So, okay, so this is what I was saying before, is that the playlist is not at all in order. So we just went from Women's 1. We are now watching Men's Heat 3. The men's heats in 2014 are all, every single one of them, exciting for some reason. This one, I gotta find my notes.
So you know the really unfortunate part about that? I think 2013 is the last year that CMUTV did any race day videos or DVDs.
It's really not. It's not that.
Yeah, but it
much.
just means we have the
They
full
would
one
go
now.
fast enough before
No?
to push off.
Watch this. I think STC
I think I have
that buggy.
I may have the video somewhere.
Buggy
Oh, do you?
those wheels is refined enough
I may.
to be that fast.
Oh, yeah, we just need to pull the stream and recut it.
Yeah. I mean, all of these are fine. We're missing one or two heats.
Do we
that
want
we'll have
to...
to.
Wait, is the stream a thing?
See what happens in the shoot.
This was the heat when Fringe realized that their tiny wheel experiment was not exactly a great idea.
Transition flag.
How wide SDC is going for this pass? That's insane, and ends up hurting her big time right now.
That's okay. She's allowed to do that, but she's just slowing herself down.
Right.
There's a reason why she was on D team, and we'll leave it at that.
And then, even with hitting the curb, makes this gutsy move to pass and does it. I guess that's a sign of Bolt not cutting it.
Absolutely. He gave her the little bit of the edge. Now,
And look, no roll up because they
I was
both
going to
let all
say,
their
you
speed
got to
in line.
imagine both of these teams slowed down a bit because of that excitement there in the shoot.
She hit the curb.
I'm gonna turn it down.
That right there, seriously, is probably the worst Fringe and SDC rollouts I've ever seen on a race day, and they both happened in the same heat.
French is going to take this because they have
Also, SIGEP didn't do so great either.
Oh,
right, absolutely.
SDC's pumped up.
And this is all about
Go Fringe! Go Fringe! Get up there!
Be looking to step ahead, but SDC right there next to them, and it's going to all come down
This one
Yeah,
is,
this is where the little wheels help. It makes it very easy to push.
Bounce off his hands with those tiny wheels and then slow down really fast.
I mean,
Right.
I don't know. What do you think about that 4-5 transition? Like, if you're shoving that early, you're probably
The earlier the
gonna go.
better.
Really starting to break away.
You like that more?
Oh, yeah.
Think about it, right? If you push it off early enough that it's to the point where you would never catch up to it before the end of the transition zone, you just gain time. So, like, if you can push it from the middle of Hill 4 and never catch up to the buggy, it's going to get to the Hill 5 pusher faster than if you run it the whole way up.
So the Hill 4 pusher here for Sig Ep, sorry, is wearing a mask of some type. I believe it is one of the other people's faces.
So he's probably still laughing to himself while he's pushing Hill 5.
But I don't recall what it was. The Hill 1 pusher also wore a mask.
I mean, pushing Kendor isn't the easiest challenge.
Also, we need the narrator voice here to explain that although Fringe B won the heat, they did fail drops. Because apparently 4 wheels is not enough to stop a buggy.
Oh, God. Okay, so this was a mess.
Here we go. We'll see what happens. I'm going to say Pike is going to make it.
So we have jumped ahead to this is one of the most exciting races in the CMU TV era. This is men's reroll heat 3. We will see why these teams got rerolls later, but this whole race is incredible.
Yeah, so we got a reroll because somebody had told Apex that rolls were on hold after a crash, and thus they missed their heat because the wheels weren't on the buggy fast enough to get out and actually roll in our race. Originally, they said, no, we're not giving you anything. You're on your own. I spent probably a good half hour screaming bloody murder at anybody related to sweepstakes. I don't know how any of them still talk to me at this point, just to get this reroll.
It's not bad. We'll see what happens. We're again with every.
Hey Ben, can you rewind this back to the top of Hill 2? Is that possible?
Out there, and looks like you might be right, Andy. But Pika gaining some ground.
Because I want to just pay attention to Icarus, and if you can turn the sound up on the video.
Separation there, giving the stagger. Who's going to be the first one to get into Hill 2?
Oh, Pika's going to make it.
Pike needs a hard push. There
Oh, that was nice.
Nice.
That
nice
did it right there.
Yeah.
CIA is getting hosed again. Look at them.
Yeah.
She either hit the
Wow.
curb or had the brake.
It was inches right there. But I mean, again, it was clean.
Like, so you can audibly hear Icarus hit the curb and scrape against it, which was not the first time that happened on 2014. It's just unfortunate that it happened in a reroll, and they weren't about to give another reroll. This, by the way, is why you don't roll multiple teams in a reroll.
Again, with everything that we.
I think they were rushing to get it in before we had to reopen the roads.
They were, yes.
Trying to get into the chute.
But you got this, and then
All right, nice and safe.
if you watch behind, watch Apex and CIA as Phoenix comes flying through well ahead of Icarus.
Dude, I don't know how she didn't slide that into the bales, though. She was completely like feet on ice. She was sliding all the way through that turn.
Was that Rachel?
Yeah.
We'll have to ask her.
That was an amazing, 3 to 4 transition.
By the way, terrible transition by Pika B there. They picked up the back of the buggy. But look at how exciting this is getting. I mean, Apex B, Pika B. I mean, at this point, Apex is what, 3 years old? Like, no,
Yeah.
I don't think people are expecting Apex B to compete with Pika B.
No.
And it turns out they don't quite, because they don't catch back up. But
And here comes CIA out of nowhere.
I mean, watch CIA in the back, who doesn't seem like they're in it at the end of Hill 4, and then suddenly they come flying. CIA somehow.
Reroll.
Also, fun fact: Apex B, DQ for failing drops.
And,
No, it was
here we
a
are on
transition
one more
violation, 3 to
for
4.
this. Definitely some interesting
Oh, was it?
potential
My
on the
bad.
women's side.
Yeah, his foot was over the line. It wasn't even
How
close.
do you think API, CIAB probably favor CIAB?
So now we are on. This is reroll heat 2. It is a mixed reroll between two men's teams, CIAB and API A, and one women's team, Pika A. The embarrassing thing is that Pika nearly beats API.
They look a little bit more fatigued.
I mean, those two buggies are too close for an A men's team and an A women's team. And the faster of the two buggies.
That's impulse. You know, they went back to a standard strike. It's a little big, but it's
API was lucky that Chimera was rolling particularly slow on this race day.
Look at when this time Chimera is slowly creeping in on Kamikaze here.
Yeah, Chimera was a great buggy when it first started, but by the end of its time, it clearly had issues.
Close hill 3, and then the pushers would take over from there.
Yeah, this was also they rolled Banshee for men's, right? And then they rolled Chimera for women.
I believe that's right, yes.
No pass yet.
Oh, so this was when Jake Reed discovered Zooters. Or not Zooters, Zero Errors. And he just bought a shit ton of Zero Errors.
Yeah, it started in 2012, I believe.
Yeah, Jake Reed was gone by then, because he was safety chair in 2013.
Well, he was gone, but the wheels worked.
Yeah. Although, I don't think they bought as many as you think they did.
No, but I think they still used them. I don't think
they did, but if memory serves, they bought 3.
Yeah, that's right. Well, what was his famous quote from the Buggy book or whatever? Do you remember?
It was, you just put wheels on it and it rolls?
Yep, that's it.
And sometimes not come back up.
And not come back up to buggies that are,
I hate non-erectness. I want them to be erect.
Oh, yeah.
So CIAB is about to win. I want to point out AEPI in particular as they approach the finish line. Although they're still pretty far behind.
231 here, they crossed their B team. They came up with wheels that were like machined.
But if you watch AEPI here, you will notice something very specific about what happens as they cross the finish line, and that is there's no push bar. He did not have the push bar. To follow up on that, they also failed drops. For some reason, they got a second chance at drops. Don't understand why, but they got a second chance. They passed it the second time. Now, between the push bar and the drops, you'd think they'd be DQ'd, but no. 2014 is like the one year in the last 5 that the API A team did not get DQ'd.
This year was such a mess.
Sorry, real quick.
I remember for design comp, we had no idea who had actually placed because almost every buggy that was entered didn't make day 2.
But SAE closing the ground a little bit. It'll be interesting in the free roll. I know SAE.
Yeah, this was a bad year.
Yeah, because so Bolt had scored the most points, but Bolt was not allowed to win because they didn't make day 2 or they weren't a top 10 time.
They only gave out a top 2 for design this year, right?
No, we did give a top 3, but we ended up having to revise the top 3 a week later.
Look at that.
Yeah.
At a 59-second stop time, which is pretty good for Spirit.
If I remember correctly, it originally went to Spirit, and then Spirit was later disqualified. And we were like, have anybody or enough people to actually have 3 places, so we'll give Bolt 3rd place. But as it turns out, CIA, I want to say Impulse, ended up in a position where they were top 10 somehow, so they got 3rd place or some crazy shit like that.
Also, just pointing out in the back of this heat, CIA A, which is a women's team, is well ahead of SAEB, which is a men's team. But in SAE's defense, as you just saw, they picked up the buggy in the middle of the chute because that is Rubicon,
So if they come back and
which
they just
by
want to play,
2014 was
you
not
can't come there. It's
really.
okay.
It was limo-esque.
Right.
It's you know what, we'll get in the we'll get in the free. You get a free re-roll. But then we might go back, look at tape, and say,
Yeah, I don't know what they
actually,
did with that
the
steering
re-roll was unjustified for
update that
hesitancy.
made it so slow. It seemed pretty decent from the outside, but
Yeah, I mean, that
clearly it
here
didn't
for
work.
220, that puts you, yeah, top 5, top 6.
SCE was so deep in the chute that the pusher had to grab it within the hay.
I don't know because I haven't been listening to
It's about a 229
the
right there.
commentary on the broadcast here, but I don't know if people noticed, but Bordick did say that he hopes SAE was intentionally sandbagging so they could look at all the people pushing it, so they could look at the people pushing ahead of them.
C, I believe.
Spirit State, yes. Okay.
The CIA women's coming through here, and this might be a top 5 time for them.
For
That's a
those of you
250.
who didn't
That's gonna be
see in
number,
the
looks like
YouTube
fourth
chat
place.
or the live stream chat, there
Yeah,
is a
I think
trivia
pushed,
contest
CIA
about
out of
2014
fourth.
Yeah, they
that is
just
currently
finished.
available if you go to Kahoot, that is
The CIA, we haven't mentioned them a ton, but a team that's really been
Kahoot.it,
growing,
and then the
really
pin is
competitive.
0625
Wow.
9088, or you can scroll up in
And
either
here
of the
we go,
chats and you should see
SDC.
that.
Can they take the top spot again?
And you can try out the somewhat basic five question
And they're off.
2014 quiz.
Both of these teams have some monstrous Hill 1 guys.
Yeah, we're gonna
So
see.
now we're
Push is
going
gonna
backwards in
really
heats. This is
define
the
what's
winner,
gonna happen.
SDCA, in the final men's heat of the day. This is men's
16
heat
seconds. Keep it alive.
9.
Yeah.
Men's heat 9, SDCA versus Pika B.
Big
And
transition
this is
right there.
probably, other than,
To the free roll.
Malice
Everything pretty much going according to
destroying
plan
the
so far
He
field,
for
just said it,
SDC,
but I missed
but
it.
we have not seen one of their best
this is
spots.
the only, this is like the least exciting of all the heats, except that there's a course winner in a sub 205 time.
All right, we'll check out the stop sign time. I'm gonna probably guess it's gonna be a sub 50.
Yeah, and to give a little bit more context, while in retrospect it seems kind of like a huge win, we were actually pretty nervous going into it because the B team and the C team for SDC had spun out at this
Fastest
point,
time we've seen today. The
and we had no idea
12
how things would go for
12.2.
us.
With Banshee was at 51 seconds.
And they just need to make it here through the chute.
What's that?
And you gotta imagine race day is theirs.
A little too wide. We'll see how he reacts.
But it looks
there
like
we
it's
go.
clean.
Yeah, your B and the SDC B and C teams, I think both had either been DQ'd or had not made it.
Yeah,
So
both of
really,
them didn't make it through the chute.
SDC is a huge lead right now.
Yeah, just
yeah. So it really
flying
came down
right now,
to
Hill
who was
3.
your 18 driver back then?
I mean, the stop sign time alone.
It was Rachel Chow at that. But, yeah, I would say, yeah. Once we made it through the chute, I was pretty confident on Hill 3 that we were.
It's about keeping the hands.
I mean, you had to have been because the second place
But they
time.
got a nice lead right
Like,
here. Putting up a
if
really good time.
SDC didn't put up their normal time, this would have been the slowest winning time in like 50 years.
They're coming across. He is just.
By the
That
way,
would have been more in line with the times than next
157,
year.
158. This is looking to be an incredible time. 203.
Ben, I don't know if you're aware, but I assume the OBS stuff that you're doing is showing all the lower thirds for tomorrow.
That's like top 3-4 times ever.
Yeah.
We're talking
Okay.
about SDC taking it off, going easy.
Clearly,
No such thing.
Pike and B is going to cross here at about a 225. SDC
Quick update on the trivia so far. It looks like we've had 6 people at least start it. We do have a current leader, who is Jeremy.
Right in lane 1, and it
Uh,
looks to be a pretty good
But
one
so far,
Yeah,
no one has
people
gotten
have
all
been
5
down
right.
on
So
Fringe, but can they prove them wrong?
there's still an
Can they
opening
make this
if
their
you wanna win.
Really nice Hill 1 so far.
Looks a little
I
bit
haven't
high,
I haven't
but
guessed
that's
for
on
which
lane
of the
1.
5 questions I think will be the hardest, but I don't know. I won't know for another 49 minutes.
But where Fringe can really separate themselves, the free roll.
The free roll and the shoot turn is going to really
Look at this,
make a
look at this.
difference.
Second and third, and
Oh,
they're
there's a collision.
playing some bumper cars.
So here we are watching men's prelims heat or men's heat 8. The excitement is in the back with CIA and Spirit,
Probably see
as
another,
you can probably already tell.
We'll ask for it. It'll be really hard to get that from the back every time. French driver is actually kind of far away from the curve again. I think these girls will be a little bit tighter and shave these times away. If you want to really approach a record, you got to get.
In fact, I think we've already passed it, but it's unclear if the buggies made contact, but they certainly might have as they crossed over at Westinghouse Pond. But as you can see, Spirit's D team is pulling away from CIAB, which implies that something must have happened.
Nothing to take for granted today.
Absolutely. And I know Josh Henson, who's the head judge, is
That is not me.
builder of BISA, and he's probably really proud of that role right there.
Spirit CIA made it through cleanly, and now French is running uphill 3.
Yeah, and it's all about their back hills here. Do they have the
Oh.
speed? Do they have the power to be
Connor, you
able
wanna
to
put on
close
some
that gap
headphones,
to get a
bud?
time that's a little bit better than Sig?
I have headphones on.
Well, they're not working.
Why? What's going on? What are you hearing?
Everything that happens around you.
Yeah.
Namely the trivia right now.
Time, as soon as Hill 5 gets,
Oh, that's because I have it close to my face. I
best time we've ever
apologize.
seen on Hill 5, we're probably
That's
around like
fine.
18 seconds.
No, I have my work headphones on, and they are supposedly noise canceling, so
At 2 minutes here.
It's good to know.
Fringe goes and some excitement right there between CIA and Spirit. We'll check that out in a minute.
Yeah.
But we got to see what can
Not
Fringe
a
come in with.
another battle in the back as CIA finally passes Spirit, although it took them until most of Hill 5 to get there.
You hear him cheering at the top of the hill.
If you take off your headphones, can you still hear it?
Let's get a camera right here on CIA and Spirit.
There we go.
I can.
It looks like we got some
Like, if you take your
separation
headphones
right
off, you can still hear everything that's going on. Because I got an echo from you saying my work headphones are breaking.
CIA at 232, Spirit D at 236.
5, 4, 3, 2,
Mm.
1. Ready, set.
Whatever.
So
No worries.
Sig Ep looks to answer
We
the
are working our
question,
way
is this
backwards
their
on the men's
year?
side. This is men's heat 7.
He's already out ahead.
We got Kraken
Pretty, like, busted through
in
the,
its second year racing.
Right. A really
Think?
rough start for
Now I can't
Spirit,
remember.
but
Did they race in
that's not really
2013?
the
This is their first year, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure they raced Barracuda the year before.
Jake giving a great push to Crawford.
Okay, I think they
Crawford
built
gets that
Kraken
push
in
on Hill 6.
2013, but they had issues. That's right. That's right. In 2013, it was Pandora the Explorer
Right there. Sig Ep way separated.
was
Some
the
exciting stuff
nickname
though
for Kraken,
the battle between
because I
second
guess
and
it looked like
third.
Pandora. Clearly a much better buggy though.
Actually, gaining some nice
Lady
speed in the
Senorita
field.
Pandora, the
Sig Ep
Fraternity Explorer, was the
so
official
crucial. Every second
name.
matters.
And we'll see. Right, SAE's in second place right now. With
Lady
Bruce Foster, who
Fraternity.
started, like, a
No,
couple
wait.
weeks
Say that
ago, so
again.
we'll see how it's reconstructed. But
It was Lady Senorita Pandora, the Fraternity Explorer.
Stop sign time.
That's fast. That's nice.
Yeah, it's fast for Sig Ep.
That is
So we'll
quite
see
the
how that,
name. That's kind of like
Let's see how
the Tau Delta Phi bike back in the 70s, which every year added a word to its name.
Takes it. Nice tight
Really
turn.
nicely negotiated
There we
right
go.
there. You hear Sig Ep getting fired up here at the top.
Not the
hill.
greatest
They're
shoot
trying to
turn
go
there for
205,
Kraken, but the real
207.
excitement comes with
Clean into
Spirit
hill
in the
3.
back
There's a
here.
spin out with,
So
with
pay
CIA.
attention to
Oh,
them.
that's Spirit. That's Spirit.
And here's
If
Alf.
you
SAE has made it through, but
see
Spirit
them.
spun.
Yes, you don't see it actually happen, but they
Job by the
spun.
Buggy to get around Buggy that spun, but Alf doing a
Also,
great job. He's getting a
SAE
nice, strong
DQ'd
push
in
off
this
Hill
heat for
4.
pusher interference. I don't know
Yeah,
where
also,
that happened. It must
Anthony
have been
Corleone,
like
one of the fastest
the
pushers,
the
Sig
Hill
Ep's seen
2
very
shove. Like the guy was kind of there, but it's hard to call that one interference.
And they're looking good, and it's all about Hill 5.
Nice push off, great strength. We're just gonna see James Solomon just sprint all the way to the end.
It's about a 212, it looks like.
Yeah, it's looking on pace.
Yeah,
for
so
about 210, 212.
Kraken was weird. The first year it came out, there wasn't enough headroom, so the driver couldn't see. It had an Ackerman steering setup, crashed on truck weekend, and broke everything up pretty good.
That's good, you know, for today it's pretty
Then they brought it back the next year with a different Ackerman steering system, but they cut the shell back really far behind the driver's head and then just put a new larger hatch over the top of it so that she could fit. And then in I believe it's 2015, it came out with a wagon steering system. And it's rolled with a wagon since then.
She's already got a couple buggy leads. She's killed her stagger already, and she's really hauling up Hill 1.
Right. Elkin, a player for CMU's women's basketball team right there, and you can see just a great athlete flying into the transition between 1 to 2.
Right, one of the best Hill 1 times, men's or women's. So fantastic time.
Yeah, she just has Queen of Hill 1 on my stopwatch. She's about a second and a half faster than anybody else out there today.
And there we go. Nice shove off Hill 2.
Real nice shove.
Really deep there into Hill 2. They're just flying through the free roll.
Yeah, you can see how fast STC is because you can't even see another buggy. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, French C with Bandy came over there, and then they're followed by CIAB, which is, I think, Impulse.
Right.
And the ever important stop sign time coming through. It might be sub 1 minute right there.
Yeah, it's about 1 minute, which is about 5 seconds faster than we see from Fringe. We might be looking at a sub 240 time.
Yeah, got to be clean. You know, we're going to watch it right here really carefully, make sure she can make a clean line through the chute. Had a little bit of trouble this spring, but she's been pretty solid buggy.
Absolutely, especially the past couple weekends out. Oh, there we go, a little bit of a bad turn right at the apex of the chute.
Well, you saw, I think she hit a pothole while she was making that turn and just slid the back end out a little bit.
Right, we'll see. Good.
Coming a bit wide into Hill 3, but I don't think that's going to matter much. SDCA, pretty nice run, looking like they'll probably have the top spot as they've transitioned now.
Right, that Hill 3 time, especially because the pickup was such much cleaner than we saw from Fringe. It's going to make up by that second that we lost maybe on the scale.
Look at she waited on just a little bit. I think she's expecting it to roll up a little higher. My guess is that little slide we saw probably took a little bit of heat off it.
We'll see what comes up. We're looking at coming on 2 minutes at Hill 4.
It looks like Banyan has stopped in the chute, and the truck is out there. It looks like the other buggies have stopped. No, I'm sorry. CIA is still rolling. It looks like Banyan just stopped in the chute.
We'll give you a replay of that. SDCA coming through to the finish line, trying to have the top time, trying to have a repeat of the championship here at Sweepstakes.
Wow, they're fast.
Yeah, they're coming through very, very fast.
Yeah, they are flying. They're not complacent with a 241. It's going to be a lot faster than that.
We're probably going to see a 236, 235, 230,
233. Wow. SDCA. And pending a drop test and all that good stuff, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like SDCA is going to be your women's champion by quite a long stretch. CIAB now.
Yeah, real good job again. You know, like again, keeping it clean, doing what they can do. They don't have to kill themselves. I mean, that's a great time, a 2:33. It's not the record, but it's almost 10 seconds faster than the next guys.
Right. It's actually just on par with what we saw last year. They had a 2:32.6. We see a 2:33.4 almost from this year. So a stellar performance by SDC.
CIAB coming through now. The final buggy of women's 2014 about to cross. And it's going to be about a 3.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, ready, set.
Okay. So Discord should be. Yeah. Yeah, probably. Sorry. Oh. Probably what you're hearing actually is my headphones coming through the mic, because apparently my mic is just fucking ridiculously sensitive. How about this one for now? Alright, say something. Nope. Fine. I switched it over to a different input so that I could free up one line. Alright, and I'll turn that off. Right?
Still nothing.
Yeah, I know. So I know that my mic is broadcasting right now because I have it specifically wired into the stream so I can do this. And I'm figuring out why the Discord isn't going anywhere. Alright. Somebody say something now?
Testing 1, 2.
Okay, so that's going now. Let me flip it back to what it should be on. Okay, say something again, Brian. What the fuck? That one. Okay, try it again.
Testing 1, 2, 3, 4.
There we go. That's working. Okay. All right. We're going again. They can hear you. So yeah, you're gonna have to talk about band unit again. Sorry.
Do we want to go back to that heat, or do we want to?
Oh, now YouTube's not going. What the? Okay. Why? Why are you doing this to me? Okay. I'm gonna go back to what it was. I was trying to be cheeky and.
Did you get another building?
Okay. That's the only thing I can really think of. Aside from it being a power failure, but like since it doesn't do it in the morning, and it didn't do it until just the first time now, or like earlier in the stream. And I've been running it all morning. That seems to be my best guess, and since especially since it's happening more frequently, like while streaming, because streaming is a relatively intense thing. I mean, thankfully for tomorrow it should be easier because Zoom has a better encoder, or a lighter encoder, not a better one. Right. Yeah. I won't be managing the audio and encoding the audio as much. Okay. Transition back to PC. All right, Connor's grabbing dinner. You guys can hear me again?
Yep.
Great.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Excellent. Okay. And the stream should be going. It should be paused. Can you guys confirm my stream hasn't popped up again for me? Or not my stream, but my YouTube.
Mine is yes.
Okay. Should be paused at the start of Heat 6.
So the question is, do we want to go back to the fringe, to the previous race? That's the only question.
Who am I hearing there? Or are we still hearing Connor? We're still hearing Connor.
I don't hear anything on the stream. Oh wait.
I'm getting an echo from Connor.
Okay, we're good on the stream, on the audio.
Yeah. So you can mute somebody. I'm just going to mute Connor. So I'm just not going to hear Connor if he ever speaks. You guys should. Oh wait, but then he wouldn't be heard on the stream, but he's not going to be here? Right?
Well, if you mute him, will I still hear him?
I think so. Actually, I don't know.
Okay. So
I had to
if he
manually
comes back,
mute him.
I mean, he hasn't been speaking. He's just been echoing.
yeah. So if you mute him and he's not heard on the stream, I can let you know when he comes back, and you can unmute him.
I'm gonna ask him to move the voice chat if he's going to get dinner. No.
I think he was getting delivery. That's what I was hearing.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's delivery based on his discussions with the restaurant.
I'll delete my comment then. Alright, well, I'm just going to mute him for now. Let me know if he pops up like he should be saying something to you guys. Like, do you see a little mute icon next to him?
No, I still have his. No, I do not see a mute icon, and I still have his...
I don't see it either. So if you mute him,
okay.
it's only.
Yeah, I can still kind of hear his.
That audio's not coming through now. Now it should. There we go. Okay. We're fully back. We're fully back. We want to go back to a fringe race? Is that what I heard?
Did not make it out.
5, 4.
Is that Fringe C? Is that the one we want to do?
4, 3.
Yeah,
Okay.
Ready, set.
Just
2:42, the time to beat.
All right, I'm just gonna do nothing except sit here.
She's already taken lead. You can see
While this goes,
she's already got a couple
just
of length leads. She's killed her stagger already. And she's really hauling up hill 1.
Oh yeah,
Elgin,
I'm
player for CDU's women's basketball team right there, and you can see just a great athlete flying into the transition between 1 to 2.
Right, one of the best Hill 1 times, men's or women's.
You're the audio from the video is coming into the voice chat.
Stopwatch. About a second and a half faster than anybody else out there today.
And there we go, nice
That's better.
shove off Hill 2.
Okay, so
Really deep there
anyway,
into
we've
Hill
gone
2.
back here one race to Women's Heat 7 because
just
we had a
flying through
discussion
the
about
free
Banyan
roll.
in this heat,
You can see how fast
and
SCC
it
is.
turns
You
out
can't even
that
see
people
another
couldn't
buggy.
hear us.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, French C with Banyan. came
So
over
we've
there,
gone back
followed by
to kind of
CIA,
explain
B,
again.
Impulse.
Once again,
The ever
this
important
is
stop sign time coming through.
Women's Heat 7, the
Might be
final
sub
Women's Heat
1
of the
minute
day.
right there.
SDCA, Malice,
About 1
way
minute,
out
which is
front.
about 5 seconds faster than
An easy
Super
win
Fringe.
for
We'll be
them.
looking at
I
a
believe it
sub
was a
240 time.
9-second victory.
Yeah,
But the
gotta be
real
clean.
story
Watch
here
right
is
here really carefully. Make sure
French
she
C's
makes
Banyan,
it
which
to
is
the shoot. Had a little bit of trouble with spring,
you
but
won't
she's
see
been
it
pretty
in the
solid buggy.
video
Absolutely.
for
Especially the past,
as either a
couple
good thing
weekends
or a
out.
bad thing,
There we go, a little bit
your
of
take.
bad,
CMU TV did not actually catch this.
Well, you saw, I think she's
But as Dave Singh pointed out earlier in the chat,
Right, we'll see.
Coming a bit wide
the
into Hill
Fringe
3,
driver
but
made her
I don't think
turn
that's gonna matter
very
much.
late
SDCA, pretty nice run.
and
Looking
had
like they'll
absolutely
probably
no
have the top
chance
spot
of
as they
making it into
transition
the
out.
shoot.
Right, that Hill 3 time,
She turned
especially
and
pickup was such,
in what
much
is
cleaner
probably
than
one
the Fringe,
of the, if
to
not
make
the
up
worst
for that
crashes in the
second
last
that we lost maybe on the
25
skid.
years or so.
Look, she waited on us a little bit. I think we were expecting her to roll up a little
The
higher.
French
Might
driver
get a
hit the
little slide
curb
off
head
her,
on
a little
at
bit of
full
heat off it.
speed.
We'll see
For
what
those
comes
of you
up.
who are
We're looking
new
at, coming on
to
2
Buggy
minutes.
in the last few years and
Well, it
know
looks
that
like
the
Banyan
hay
is
bales
stopped
in the
at
chute
and the truck is out there. It looks like the other buggies have
just in the
stopped.
chute, but also go
Oh, no, I'm
down
sorry.
both on the
CIA's
inside and the
rolling. It looks
outside.
like Banyan just stopped,
On the outside of the chute,
in the chute.
the hay bales go down towards the bridge. It goes
SDCA coming through
relatively
to the
far.
finish line, trying to
It
have
did
the
not
top
go
time,
nearly as
trying to
far
have
in
a repeat
2014.
of the championship
And
here at
it went far enough
Sweepstakes.
so if you had a
they're coming
reasonable
through
chance of
very,
making
very
it into the
fast.
chute,
Yeah,
you
they
would hit a
are
hay bale.
flying. They're
But
not
again,
complacent with a
the
241.
buggy did
It's gonna be a
not.
lot faster than
She
that.
turned
Probably
too
gonna see a
late.
236,
The buggy went
235,
went nose first into the curb.
233. Wow.
Luckily, it was a French C women's team, so it wasn't going as fast as it could have been going.
And
But
pending a
she
drop
ended
test
up
and all
going into
that
the
good
curb at
stuff, ladies
somewhere
and gentlemen.
between
It looks
25
like
and 30 miles an hour.
SDCA is going to be your women's
For
champion by quite
some
a long
other
stretch.
reasons
CIAB
that were
now.
questioned, I
Yeah,
don't
real
believe the
good job
driver
again,
ever
you know,
actually
like,
hit the brakes.
Again, keep it
So
clean,
she
do what
went
they
in
can
at
do.
full
They don't have to
speed.
kill themselves.
There
That
was
a
a
great time.
loud crash.
It's not the record, but it's almost 10 seconds
It
faster
caused
than
a
the next guy.
very
It's
long
actually just
delay
on par with what we saw
for the
last year, like
races.
232.6
The driver
we
had to
see
be extracted
233
and was taken to the
for
hospital. I
almost
believe
this year,
she
so,
suffered a
but
broken back.
stellar,
Though she
performance by SDC.
spent the night in the hospital, was discharged on
CIAB
Sunday.
coming through now. The
The
final buggy of
buggy
women's
itself
2014 about to
was
cross.
destroyed.
And it's going to be about a 3.
Yes. Sorry. Oh, Ben, you can unmute Connor if you have him muted. Connor just said if you didn't hear on the stream, it was a fractured vertebrae, not a full back fracture. So it was I think like the L7 or something like
did not make it out
that.
to the start line.
I mean,
So there's no
it was
gonna be
a single
Mike
vertebrae.
Davis
Again, she
lead
spent
by
one night in the
And
hospital and was
Pike
discharged the next
flying
day,
up
and
Hill
she
1,
made a
looking
full
to take
recovery.
back the title. It's the
Um,
top Greek team.
Right,
But
not to
the-
mention title of the top Greek team, which is only a couple Greek
But yeah,
teams.
as Dee is pointing out,
Top team, period.
Banyan was
I mean,
taken
I
home
guess
for a
seeing
few
27
years
championships
and
looking to
brought
get
back
20
2 years ago to the
They are
Fringe, to the
flying
Froome
into
as
Hill
a
2.
cautionary tale.
Gosh, that was a great
But yeah,
really good
the
hill one, so
the
fastest hill
the
one we've seen today, about 17 seconds.
the harness
That was really
attachment,
good. That
although
buggy
the
can
harness
go
was
up
rated
like an STC.
for whatever
He was able to get,
pound
grabbed onto the
rating
top
was
a
needed at
little
the
bit.
time. I believe that has gone
He
up
got a
since
great
then.
shove.
The harness failed. It had 3 attachment
him
points.
later.
It failed at all 3 points. The
Resuming
harness
right here
completely
into the
detached
stop
from the
sign.
buggy.
Gonna be
The driver was propelled slightly forward. Luckily, Banyan had some extra clearance in the front of the buggy because the front, I believe, 5 inches of the buggy became a crumple zone and basically disintegrated on impact. The nose was
I didn't see a shoot flag for her.
cut completely in half, and
I think that was the reaction.
oh, and there's a crash for Pika. As I've been telling this story, I think that basically sums up the damage to Fringe from that heat. So if we look here, jumping back and forth, this is now men's heat 6. AE Pi getting a stop flag and actually breaking. You don't see that all that often. Pika, if Ben, if you can go back in that race. Just towards the end of the Pika race. I just want to point out here, somewhere around like the transition flag. Oh, yeah, you don't need to go in slow mo. You can, but uh-oh, did Ben's computer die again?
She guessed where to turn and she didn't know where to go.
Yeah.
No. Okay.
Yeah.
Go back.
That's absolutely.
Go back to the like the transition flag if you can. Okay, sorry, I was not on live. That was my problem. Okay, so now on live. So the transition flag, everything's fine, but pay attention to the flagging area for the shoot turn as the Pika buggy approaches, because you will notice there is none. That one orange flag that you see is not a Pika flag, that is AE Pi's flag.
I didn't see a shoot flag.
Or actually, that may have been. I believe that was AE Pi's flag.
Yeah. I think that was the reaction of
the Pika driver. Basically,
I didn't see a shoot flag at all. I don't see a flagger for Pika actually. I see one flagger.
Yeah.
And that was for AE Pi.
So yeah, there wasn't a flag. The driver basically had to guess where the shoot turn was. Fun fact: when you don't have a shoot flagger, it becomes very difficult for a driver to successfully make a turn into the chute at full speed.
Fringe pushing this up.
So, for those of you who still have buggy teams, are still on buggy teams, and will be on buggy teams in 2021, make sure you have a shoot flagger.
Right here, going to be very important to have some space going into that going into the free.
We are now watching women's 6.
Hill 1 really coming ahead on for Fringe.
This is
interesting actually in second and third.
A relatively uneventful heat, finally. Not a great heat for Fringe. But
thank you for the ordered playlist
push off right there.
making
Not
that
too deep, not too early. Gonna have an interesting free roll between SIGEP and AE Pi.
Yeah, this is a good run. Fringe is out cool. Right now, the 22nd Hill 1, and right now it's going to be Kamikaze and Barracuda really duking it out.
The excitement on this heat is obviously from the back because this is Barracuda versus Kamikaze, and as people should know, Barracuda is a faster buggy. But you don't really see. I mean, Barracuda will pass Kamikaze, but you don't really see it. So you just kind of see Barracuda will appear in front.
And neck between SIGEP and AE Pi, something to definitely check
Fringe's problem comes on Hill 3.
Right, you can see they're a little bit
and based on their finish time,
most of these buggies are taking almost the same lines because of the course conditions.
Right, it's pretty good. There's only one line you can really take.
I guess it didn't really matter because they were 9 seconds behind SDCA, but 7 seconds clear of SDCB. So they had the fact that this pusher just
a lot of that space they made up
got destroyed by the buggy.
Right there has been closed as we see.
So for a little bit of context for why, the entire spring rolls, and especially was just notoriously cold in 2014.
Colleen did a very good job.
I did Hill 3 that year as well.
Lisa is,
We honestly just had no idea where the roll-ups would
very
be
far in front of the other two
Race
buggies.
Day, because
We'll
Race
probably
Day,
put up, I'm
at
gonna
least
say
by
somewhere around
Saturday mid to late
2:55 time.
morning, was getting really, really nice and warm. Buggies rolled out a lot faster, like a lot higher than they did on truck weekend and previous rolls.
Right. It could, you could make like 1-2 windows, but come race day with those new wheels, you might be able to pull off like 3 or 4 windows, and that Hill 3 pusher might just get burned like you said, what you did.
Yeah, and
Hill
it's
3
a testament
pickups.
to their back hills, though. It was practically at a stop, and they're looking to have
2015 was probably like the saddest year. Our saddest year.
Yeah, it looks like they're probably the fastest time of the day right now. They just crossed at about a 2:42.
Yep, very nice time by them.
I'm not
See how
actually sure
Sigap
how much
comes
you
in
can
here,
hear what I'm
separating
saying on the
themselves
stream.
on the back
I seem to be
hills
cutting
through
in
the
and out,
chute.
I believe.
Yeah, it's a nice time for Sigap.
That's a really nice time, especially for today.
6. Nice.
Sigap B actually only 4 seconds faster than their 18 this year, which is, good testament to Sigap
It's
pushers,
working somewhat
and
okay.
recruitment.
I waited for the delay
But
to hear
Fringe
myself.
coming out with a spectacular time, probably the
The
fastest time.
EPA crossed at about a 3.
4, 3, 2, 1.
As Dia points out, Michaela was the Hill 3 pusher for Fringe this year,
There we go. Nice, good start by all
and
3 teams.
she went on to be the push captain,
We've seen,
and Fringe
SDC
repeatedly
taking
showed
a little
that
bit
Hill
of
3
lead and starting
pickup
to
just to annoy
really
her.
put a gap on
She's already
Spirit.
ahead. She's already closed the
Yeah.
staggering. I have a little bit of a lead.
Yeah, you see that 3 good-looking buggies.
We are now on Women's Heat
And SDC really just
5,
separating themselves on Hill 1 right there.
which is,
Hopefully that
yeah,
little piece of
SDCB,
doesn't come off like halfway through.
That's about a
Spirit,
25-second hill.
Red Buggy, which I don't remember which one that is, but it's one of them.
Hill ones, they make up so much difference on a push team.
And Apex.
Really, SDC's main weapon is their free roll.
Though this is another moment, it's Apex B
Yep, and
with
they
Phoenix,
have
because
tons of
again,
daylight there. A lot of
Apex
separation
A
with
didn't
that
have a
15 seconds or so, but
buggy. I don't know
Spirit
if,
B
Connor, I know
nicely
you were
into the free roll.
Yeah,
uh,
STC got a nice
preoccupied at the moment, but if you get a chance, did the women's A team also have to scratch?
Apex let that buggy go a little early, which is Andrew's preference, but we're relatively clean. I expect that STC to roll out pretty fast.
Yeah, about a 105 there at the stop sign. That's looking pretty good. Nice free roll for them, just gliding through.
We will find out once.
The women's team that rolled on this day was basically a mashup of some of the A and the B team pushers. That was not cleared by sweepstakes. We just only had 5 girls show up and we said, whatever, we'll take the disqualification. But nobody realized it, so we didn't get DQ'd.
That's interesting, because I feel like every team got DQ'd in 2014. Although I guess that was mostly the men's side. The women's side, only AEPI got DQ'd. Because that's what AEPI does. They get DQ'd. I'm sure it was for a spot safety. I don't have that in front of me, but I'm sure it was. In the back here, Apex just caught Spirit on the rollout because Apex does that, especially, as Connor pointed out last week, Phoenix, very heavy, rolls out very well, and at this point in time, 2014, Spirit had not figured out how to do a rollout. They never made it to the starting line of Hill 3.
I'd expect the Spirit to have a little bit more depth in that. And this is interesting to see Apex have this kind of depth in the women.
Absolutely. You start to see that Spirit 4 is gaining on the Hill 4 pusher for Apex, but we'll see as soon as it gets to Hill 5 transition if there is really a gap.
STC is midway through Hill 5. I'm going to expect them to have about a 246.
There is some drama, less drama on the SDC side, but if you look in the back, as you can see in the split screen, Apex B and Spirit B are neck and neck, and this is about to get very exciting.
Let's check out this excitement. Neck and neck coming up Hill 5. This is all about the pushers. Apex right now ahead by about a buggy's length. Can they dig deep? Will they pull in ahead? And it looks like they're going to Apex B coming in. 3.9, 3.10, about a 3.12. Spirit just behind.
Yes.
Wow, what a fun race. And there they
Here we go.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ready.
Our very own Will Weiner with the call there.
Here we go.
And I think it's all about SDCB. Can they
So we have gone ahead in time but backwards in heat numbers. We're back to men's. This is men's heat.
This men's heat
5.
5.
The reason, obviously, Fringe C not racing in the middle lane, that is because Fringe C was Banyan. Banyan, as we mentioned before, career-ending damage in the women's heats, so he could not roll for men's.
SEC's far and away. SAE just kind of went the shove, and so for SAE, it's more of a enjoy your time.
But
STCB is really going well.
SAE rolling in shorts and STC about to have some fun of their own, because as we pointed out, the A team was rolling. B and C did not make it through the chute. Ed, I don't know if you have particular thoughts about this heat or this race.
She's not racing with anybody else. She's not flipping the curb with her wheels. So
we're she does here. Hopefully she's better.
Not in particular, I guess. We had a pretty monstrous looking Hill 1 dude who went on to be on A team a few years later. I think this probably would have contended for second place if this didn't happen, basically. And then one of these wheels we never quite got back.
That's the transition flag.
But
is there a buggy rolling there?
So from my own review of this, it looks like the buggy hit a pothole that ripped off one of the wheels.
Not the top flag; it's the bottom flag. It's supposed to have.
I don't know if that was something that SDC had talked about, or if you know the particular reason why what happened with the wheels. By the way, pointing out here, SA has not gotten a brake flag yet. I just want to point out that the transition flagger is holding up the regular flag. Rubicon is just really slow.
Yeah, Rubicon and SAE was kind of known to do this during rolls every now and then. Like somebody would have to give some downhill assistance around the flag. But as for whether I know more about the SDCB spin out, I guess I'll steal my point from last week and I'll toe the company line.
Fair enough. Well, from an observer standpoint, and this, by the way, the Rubicon got the brake flag, and considering she was only going about 2 miles an hour, pretty easy to come to a clean stop there. But from this observer standpoint, it looked like Vice had a wheel ripped off by a pothole that then started the spin that then ripped off the other wheel. But that's an uninformed opinion. So here we've got Women's Heat 4. This is SIGEP A with Kraken and Fringe B with Bolt. If you look close enough at Bolt, specifically the back end of Bolt as it's zooming in, you will notice something very unique about it, which is that there are 2 wheels, but only one of those wheels is actually on the ground. For whatever reason. I'm sure different people have differing opinions as to why. And there's probably an official reason and an unofficial reason. But there were 2 different wheels. I don't actually know. I don't know, Connor or Edward, if you guys know if the 2 back wheels on Bolt were the same size and one was just raised, or if one of the wheels was smaller.
One of the wheels was smaller. The mounts were at the exact same height.
We'll see what happens in the chute.
Yep, and right here,
Wait, so did they do that on purpose? Like, basically make it a 3-wheel buggy instead of effectively a 4-wheel buggy by...
Yeah, there's 2 things. One thought was that if they hit a pothole in the back, it would prevent it from kind of falling into the hole by having the 2 wheels. But running 2 wheels that are the same size would lead to a lot of speed scrubbing in the chute. But I remember I was talking with John at one point, and he had said something along the lines of like, yeah, we're not going to roll it with 2 wheels. We're just kind of trolling people because we can do this. We realized that 2 wheels fit in the back. They set it up like that at Design Comp, and that year I remember Sweepstakes being very particular about the buggy needs to be in this configuration. SDC, I think at one point had to change the rear axle on one of their buggies because it was a different axle than they were going to roll. So they put up a sheet over Avarice and changed the rear axle during Design Comp. And then I believe they were just afraid that if they removed the mount, someone would lodge a protest, so they just left it on and put a small wheel on it.
buggies, we see a transition from slow to fast over the course of the spring semester. So for a buggy like Kraken,
I think the unofficial reason for it was to help with the potholes, because if the one wheel in the back got caught in a pothole, that the second wheel would then be on the ground, so you would always have 3 wheels on the ground. Not sure how much sense that makes, but that's at least one unofficial reason. And yeah, as Connor points out in the chat, the 4 wheels on Bolt led to the following year, X1, Fringe's 9-wheeled buggy.
The Millie Buggy.
And here we go.
Exactly.
Now, who one's going to make a very good.
So we stick with women's here as we go back to women's heat 3.
Yeah, they got the lead. Actually, CIA is running their.
This is, again, pointed this out in the men's reroll about Icarus and the curb. So if you pay attention here, once again, as the buggies reach the top of Hill 2, just watch Icarus.
Oh, and there we see Pika getting ahead of CIA.
Just snuck it out. CIA is going to have to avoid that buggy, and we'll see what's going to happen here on the roll. About a 21 or 22 second hill one time. They were pretty comparable.
Right. Now the stop sign is going to be a really interesting spot because they're
keep watching Icarus.
Up to each other, and CIA trying to
specifically on this crossover.
Oh.
Look at me like there's contact. If the buggy in the lead there is Chimera.
As once again, Icarus gets squeezed between a buggy and a curb and ends up making contact with the curb.
So the exact same thing happened with Pike and CIA last year, except the buggies were flipped where Pike was on the inside. I forget which heat that was, but that was the one where they ground to a stop by the stop sign, if you guys remember that.
I believe Andrea in the chat would be more than happy to answer this question, although I feel like we need Rob as her foil, because I understand this has been a heated conversation.
I think it was a racing incident and they both should have just gotten a reroll, but that's my opinion looking from the outside in.
I think now the due to how the heats and rules are set up.
If you look at SDC and Avarice, like Avarice now has passed both buggies. Now, admittedly, Icarus has passed back because it's an A team against a D team. And we'll do that soon as well. But SDC was not all that close going into the free roll. Ended the free roll in the lead.
Can I just talk on this? Like, if I join this thing, does this count? Like, am I being broadcast right now?
You are.
Yes.
Awesome.
Adam McHugh has joined the broadcast, everyone.
Yeah, making the 4-5 exchange at about a 2:30. So again, this will not.
Any particular insights you wanna share, Adam?
No, not at all. I just wanted to see if that actually got me on the actual broadcast if I just click that button.
Other times a little slower.
Fair enough.
I'm gonna stay on it for a little bit though.
Feel free to add anything you want. Just keep it
clean.
Keep it not X-rated. I think is what we're going for here.
We can really do whatever we want at this point on this one, because this is not. While we are a CMU affiliated thing, don't be too bad, but fuck, we can say things. We're not on RCT. We're not on FCC rules.
Dude, we had
this video.
We had a 2.5-minute heat last year on race day where Mark and Andy passed back and forth dick jokes. If we can pull that off on RCT, we can do whatever we want on this.
Oh, that has audio. That's interesting. Oh, and that has audio. Huh. Hey guys, is this stream up right now? Awesome. Okay. Yeah. So it's working right now. This is just a built-in thing. I'm waiting for things to die down to open up Chrome. And Discord is still opening, so nobody's Actually, yeah, I'm on air right now. They should be able to hear me. I don't have you guys yet. Yes. Guess what I'm doing tomorrow? Yeah. There we go. Okay. All right. Now I open up this. So at least there's something going on now. I want to figure out a way to have it stream WRCT when this is up. So that's going to be one of my adventures tonight. To figure out a way to do that effectively. All right, Chrome's coming back. Sorry, say again? Right, but you feel kind of bad about what? Yeah, me too. I would much prefer him to do it because of everything that he's done. He's just doesn't have internet, apparently. And I wish we had figured that out on our Wednesday test. But we didn't. So. So he tested a whole bunch of things. It wasn't just Keynote. Like he had VLC running too. Yeah. All right. So. All right. So I got the playlist up again. Let's go to that one. Can you show me the correct thing, please? Not my Facebook. That one. Yeah. Yeah, you get one for free. Yeah. Oh, I have this open. Okay. Come on. Switch me over. Okay. I think you guys are live again.
Can I hear me?
Yes.
Yes, I can.
Yeah. When I can see the output audio bars go up, then yes. Oh, and I'm probably getting echo again because it turns on all my things.
No, you're good. You're much better than earlier.
Okay. Well, not through Discord. It's not going to echo through Discord, but it'll echo on the stream.
Uh-oh.
No, I mean, I turned it off now because I caught it. But yeah. Anyway, here we go again.
Woo! So,
all right.
I don't know how many hits there are after this. Oh, then the audio is on Discord.
Fuck. Sorry. Yes.
Fine.
Right. Go. Now here we go again.
Three nice-looking buggies out there, and Signu coming up pretty strong for the Hill 1 push.
All right, so this is men's heat 2. I don't know how many heats we have left after this, but we got Icarus again. Wait, is this another one where we have to pay attention to Icarus?
Is that Skua, or is that Crate in the middle?
That is Crate in the middle. It's Creighton Barra. Kuda.
Good.
Everybody that's on the stream right now.
So yeah, pay attention to Icarus again, because this is gonna get interesting yet again.
Away from these buggies and try to get some room between them and themselves.
Sigep is rolling really well. She's got a little bit of lead.
But it's not a. It's luckily not curb impact this time. There's a lot of buggies getting past.
Oh, there she goes now. Sigma who just passed CIA.
And Crate gaining a bit of
Is this for Sigep, like, came out of nowhere and got second place?
Yes.
No, it is not, because if you watch a little bit more,
Oh, this is Sigep, sorry. This is really
You will
important.
Sigeb did what Sigeb does in the early 2000s, in the early 2010s.
They got fourth place.
Not this year, they didn't.
Why does the website say they did? You're thinking Signu.
Never like to see that, but again, 2 races.
Oh yeah, I'm
Signew's,
thinking.
Signew's fun.
My bad.
Yeah. No, I mean I think
Yeah.
that was like the crazy part about this year, right? Was Sigep came out of nowhere, and like sort of established themselves as the top fraternity, right? They beat like Pika A was out, right? Like they spun or whatever, and Sigep was like all of the fraternity slots that trophied except for Pika B.
Yes. Although, admittedly, part of the reason Sigeb B grabs a trophy here is because of all the carnage on the men's races.
Well, you know.
I mean, the time was a 2:17, which is.
That's true. This was a ridiculous. I remember this year it was like absurdly stratified, right? Like SDC got like a 2:04, and the rest of them were in the 2 teens. Like second place was 10 seconds slower.
I mean, look, you could have earned a trophy. Like 6th place was a 2:25 on the men's side,
and it was Pika, right? It was Pika's top team, which was absurd.
And that was the one. I think that was the one where like the buggy basically died. I could be wrong about that, but I think during the race. So I didn't get to say it before because Ben's computer died for the 3rd time. But just for those of you watching, in 43 minutes on WRCT is a live sit-down between Will and the class of 2020, which will be, I believe, the first part of what will end up being the next episode of the podcast. I'm not sure.
I was on a Zoom last week with the class of 2020 buggy chairs, and the single most palpable change I think of buggy in the last 10 years has been like the ability for different chairmen to come together and actually be cool with each other instead of being insane. Like I was very firmly in the insane era. But these people were all friends. Like, if you had told me 10 years ago that a Pika chairman was going to video conference in with every other sweepstakes chairs and just shoot the shit for 3 hours on somebody's Zoom, I would have called you a liar. But they were really cool to each other. They're like unbelievable. Like way cooler than I ever was. As people, just generally.
Yeah, part of me is torn as we're about to see here. SDCC not making it through the chute. Part of me is like the time that it started. Part of me wonders if it's because of the BAA.
It certainly is. No, it absolutely is. But like, I mean, that's going to happen just generally, right? As like secrecy drops with like, the iPhone was invented in 2007, right? And internet, like photos and sharing and social, like became a real thing. And since then, it's just been like way more kumbaya. Like, and then you have organizations like Apex will do a fully documented build that anybody can follow along with.
Part of it may have been Apex because of that. It's like, oh, if they're going to go out and show a video of them building Phoenix, like, suddenly, like the buggy secrets. I mean, obviously Wheels still somewhat secretive, but like,
well, Wheels are the only thing that's secretive, right? It's and it's because there's like a real limit there to suppliers and sourcing, right? Because you have to go outside of the school for that. But like anybody can build at this point a buggy that can get a 212, like the shell and everything like that. Like the know-how is pretty much. Yeah. And if you can't, I mean, I have like the build book for I don't know the late KDR builds that'll help.
But yeah, that's like when I first started, like the fact that the buggy was made out of carbon fiber was technically a buggy secret, even though everyone knew it. Oh no, Ben, hit cancel. I mean, I guess we could watch Dancer Symposium. But yes, so we've got
So I was one race away. I was fucking one race away before it crashed.
Two.
Okay, two races. All right.
Though we so to fill in the gaps, we missed.
Do we want to jump back to anything?
Trying to see which ones we missed.
Can we watch? Wait, can I do a request? Are we done with 2014?
Yeah,
I really want to
what's wrong
watch
with 2014. Yeah.
Can we watch my favorite? Can we watch my record? Because I want to point something out. I think it's really funny. I think it's worth it.
Sure.
2005 finals. And for those of you who are still on the live stream, even though I jumped in and started talking, this is really worth it.
Don't believe him. Don't believe him till you see it.
It's Heat 2, 2005 on finals, men's Heat 2.
Well, that's not what I want to look for. Hey, guess what?
Go to the CMU Buggy website.
Yeah. Holy shit, have I been using the crap out of this. All right. Heat 5.
It gives me anxiety for you to like watch your screen share of your personal computer just constantly. I literally have a whole separate computer just for this weekend. For Carnival for screen sharing.
I will be doing that. I have a laptop that I'll have up. Is this the one? KDRA Spike C?
Finals.
Oh, finals. Sorry. Mobile.
You clicked on it, but
while
it was the wrong race.
While we watch this race, McHugh, I would love for you to explain the KDR decision, which was clearly a house decision because it happened every year, but to forego the bump and run for the one-handed pushing.
Finals men's Heat 2
or
no
Heat 2?
men's Heat 2 finals.
Sorry.
Yeah, KDRA CIIA.
8, 7.
Sorry, the live stream is delayed just a little bit, so yeah that one.
I think that's Jim Poles from CIA.
Okay, I will explain the bump and run, the lack of it. So KDR has always had a very interesting set of things. There's one really funny part in this that I want to draw everyone's attention to when it happens. So I'm going to talk a little bit until that happens, but I'll let you know. KDR has always had absurdly heavy buggies, but no big about it, ridiculously athletic group of people. And the bump and run was indeed a house decision because what we found, or at least the conceit was that A, it wouldn't go as far when you shoved it. B, the transitions were much easier because you would always know when you were going to get it, when you were going to release it, right? You could time that perfectly. C, the cadence of your running was just like a little bit easier, right? It was a little bit like more consistent. It would be exactly what you wanted it to be. And D, you would never ever push bar DQ. And I think it sort of came into being when we saw Fringe in 2004 push bar DQ, after their sort of glorious thing. And you can't really argue with it a lot. Like you can, I guess. I don't know. What's the point? But this is a 109-pound driver. The buggy was 42 pounds, fully loaded, and we got a 211 with it on standard Zooters that were like a little bit hot. So the pushers did pretty well. It's tough to argue with the technique. All right, so the thing I'm going to point out here is the Hill 3 pusher. I want people to watch the Hill 3 pusher after he lets go. It's my favorite thing in all of Buggy. So this guy's name is Chris Van Bell, and Chris Van Bell is out of his mind right now. And watch him as he lets go. Right, keep watching him. He keeps going. He was doing it when he walked with me after the heat. It was amazing. All right, so the men's Heat 5 here. I'm sorry, men's Hill 5 is Nick.
I'm gonna go back because I want to see that.
Yeah, please do.
Okay.
Yeah, the benefit of this is Ben has rewinding abilities, which we learned last week.
Yeah. Which I will have tomorrow, but I'm not going to use.
Yeah, we're so jam-packed on time. All right, what?
I have seen this before.
Yes. It's my favorite, and it's my the best part about it is that it's our house record. So I've seen this movie 100 times, and every time this is my favorite part.
Their final shove up to Hill 5 with a minute 50 on the clock. So
that's awesome. How far up Flagstaff Hill did you get?
If they improve on
pretty far. So the last guy here is Nick Bonadio. So I was in his wedding as one of my best friends. Yeah, all he sees is a bunch of chumps.
2 minutes and 10
He,
and a half seconds.
I think at the
That's a
time that this was
strong
filmed, he
improvement
held
over
7 UAA track
KDR,
records.
and a
So he
tremendous
was,
hill five. So
including
it
like
looks like
the
they'll probably
400,
finish
just
by
like the
about 2
open
minutes and
400.
10 and a half
Yeah,
seconds. And given the
my
performance
my
expected
my
by both
roommate,
Fringe
in
and Piker,
2005 was
both in
on the
the
4x4 with him.
209, 208 range,
Yeah,
they are definitely
They
yeah, he was
were
very
those two
fast.
top
they
contenders
finished
a run
7th
for
in
their money. The
nationals,
CIA
I
Final
think.
Mix
Yeah,
starts the line
he
tomorrow also.
he's extremely quick. Anyway, thank you for indulging me watching that. I think it was worth it.
Yeah. Well, we didn't get to do anything up until 2011 was our first live stream one, so we'll have to go back.
For those of you who didn't see it in the YouTube chat before, the trivia contest for 2011 is over. The winner by a grand total of 9 points. Now it was a maximum of 5,000. 9 points. Connor Hayes is the winner, edging out Jeremy. Andrew was in third, and then from there, most people got at least 2 of the 5. The hardest question, which surprised me a bit, turns out to have been the question of how many DQs there were. I think only one person got it right.
Hey Brian, how did you send me the login for Kahoot? Was that through a Discord message or was it through something else?
Masky, play some media.
Yeah.
I may have literally told it to you.
I don't
Oh,
know.
is that what it was? Okay, then never mind.
I think so. Casey didn't want me sharing the password.
That's
but,
that's fair.
Yeah.
2, 1.
Do you want it? Oh, were you gonna share the results?
Yeah,
Is
apparently
that why?
I lost the built-in one.
It's fine. It's not all that interesting. But if you can, here, I'll tell you what you can do. I'll tell you how to get to it. You can show them at least. If you go to that same pin, just go to kahoot.it and the same pin that I gave you before.
Oh, okay. Oh, does it actually? Oh, okay, cool. I think I actually should have that.
Yeah, I think it just gives you the podium.
That's fine.
Individual question results, but the question about how many DQs there were, my answer choices were 3, 6, 9, or 12. And if I download this report, I can see what every single person answered.
The pin doesn't work anymore. I can't log in.
Hold on. There's definitely a thing that you can go to see the.
Well, if you can send me the link, I'll put it up.
Let me see if I can find it.
What do people want to see?
I'm looking right now.
I do not know.
2008.
That worked before.
2008. Okay. Good stuff.
2008 men's finals heat 4.
Andrea is suggesting the Miss Push Bar compilation, which is a solid video that you should also put on.
We watch that every year. I'm just kidding. It's really funny.
Yeah. Sorry, 2008. What was the next part?
I mean, Dia's it's Dia's Carnival. So if you want to watch the Missing Push Bar compilation, I'm down to watch the Missing Push Bar compilation. Just I know that it's like a shortcut on your desktop. I know that you have it.
It's actually not.
I know that it's a bookmark.
On the number of DQs, most people seem to think the answer was 6 DQs. You were halfway there.
Yeah, they wish.
The one person.
Yeah, this is the heat I was talking about. This is the beta versus Fringe one that I said I always make people watch. Yeah.
What a leap! What a leap!
Gotta get around.
God, just the slow mo was so good too.
It's yeah.
That was back when CMU TV was baking in these replays into the broadcast. Or like they could only replay like it was some weird thing where like it's baked into the broadcast. It's not like it wasn't done after the fact.
Oh, so wait, that's not
that's
okay.
That's
Sorry, wrong
one.
One of these is Hippie, who is like a later safety chair. And the T there is that it was Signew's fastest time by like 10 seconds in 10 years in either direction. And he missed the push bar. And he wanted to push so little after that, he became safety chair, which is like, first of all, not a backup position, right? He's like, oh, I guess, I'll step down from being Signew's Hill 5 to being safety chair. It's, thank you for your sacrifice. Yeah. See, that was a KDR right behind him, demonstrating why you never let go of the push bar.
Like Spirit has had
I think this is the
Signew
Signew guy in question.
But STC is coming fast. 155.
I totally agree with you on Hill 5. I think it makes no sense to bump and run on Hill 5. It cost a pie. We already saw it on here, but the DQ back in 2007, back when Zephyrus was a mediocre buggy.
Speaking of API, I think I was in charge of their incubation this year. I reached out to the API guy a lot, and is the term goy a pejorative? I don't think it is.
Hill 5 may have missed the push bar.
I mean,
may have already been in trouble
it refers to you, not them.
I know, that's what I was saying. That was the joke, is that's what they replied with. But they didn't actually. They were very friendly, but then they just didn't do buggy. So I really hope that they come back to it.
We all do.
Zach Smith, Basil Carr, Justin Granger, Spirit is Shane,
yeah.
Bobby Jones, Paul Jones Jr.
Oh, is this the one that? So the reason why I picked this one,
I don't know.
No, it's perfect.
Okay.
Because I think this is the right one, right? This is finals in T4.
I literally picked nothing. It just
like a Spirit. Yeah, this is it. Yeah. The reason why I picked this is because I think this is, at least as far as like I was closely involved, like the most exciting heat and buggy. And the reason for that was because this was the year that SDC like became SDC essentially.
So spoiler, this heat will be shown tomorrow, but it will not be alone.
Okay. So what happened this year is Spirit had this record that was like 2062, right? And it held for 20 years, since the 80s. And Pika was like dropping 210s and just like winning sweepstakes in their sleep. And SDC came in and they got a 205. And Pika like, and then their finals time was a 204. And Pika comes in their second to last heat and drops a 204.35, giving them the course record for the next year. But it was like this was like Pika's greatest moment in the history of their house, as far as I think any Pike that I know is concerned, where they just like rose to the challenge. This was Melissa Lee in Chimera. And one interesting fact about Melissa Lee and Chimera is that her and her husband, they're, like the Instagram challenge everybody's doing, where it's like show your first picture with your significant other. Their first picture, I think, is him pushing on this team and her in this buggy. Like, that's their first picture together that they choose to celebrate, which is pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, so a few years ago when we were, I say we, when BA was talking about doing regional, trying to set up some sort of regional groups, she was one of the first ones we reached out to for Houston in the Texas area, trying to get something going on down there.
Yeah, I just talked to her today. I hope that she gets to make it for virtual race day.
Absolutely.
Here's another spoiler alert for tomorrow. Maybe. She might be one of the answer choices to one of the trivia questions.
Dude, that is a spoiler. You're like, spoiler alert, maybe. Here's the answer to the question. I mean, maybe.
We want to give the people who are watching now and the actual devoted people, a leg up. They need to deserve something for their effort.
They must be devoted, because since I came on the broadcast, we lost 40% of people. But, you do what you can.
Just to clarify, I did say one of the answer choices, not necessarily one of the...
So that was Basil, I think, that just ran, and he was, oh no, maybe that's him right here. It's a little blurry. Maybe he was Hill 1. In any case, he's on this team, and he was in my IS group when it was going on, and I think there are some people that have like a ridiculous capacity for just working and doing stuff. He would like
watch the Pike because wait, can you go back there for a second, Ben?
Yeah.
Just like after Pika celebrates.
See the Hill 5 again.
Yeah, just pay attention to the right-hand side, the stone wall side of Hill 5 at the finish line. Pay attention as crosses the finish line.
So this
and
was
then
the
as,
last year before Jumbotrons, right?
9 towards the
correct.
finish. We'll know very soon
Yeah,
what
that's
the time's
why.
going to be. Pike is going to cross in 2:04.
Yeah, this is awesome.
Watch that right side.
Set a new record in 2:04. Spirit's going to cross at 2:09, so that's an incredible
I
time
mean,
for,
Spirit is about to hit them.
apparently,
Like,
Sorry, Basil was so for it. Yeah. It's ridiculous.
I get that, like, you can't DQ them, but at the same time, like, that's a borderline interference right there.
I mean,
it's before the line.
I'm okay. I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
like
it didn't affect him any, and I don't think Spirit would have won a pushed again that day. But
true, but also
yeah.
Spirit put up a sub 2:10 time.
Oh yeah, they did great.
Unrelated to the interference, I'm just pointing out they put up a sub 2:10 time, which they hadn't really done before that or since then. Since their glory days.
Right. All right. What do we want to watch next?
Can we watch? I don't know. Do you guys have something else you want to pick? Anybody in the audience want to pick something?
I guess I got nothing that's not going to be.
Can you guys still hear me?
Yes, I can still hear you.
We can still hear you.
Oh, okay.
You guys can't hear me. That was the problem.
Alex May asked if there's a shoot pass compilation. I don't believe that exists.
I mean, there's
at the moment.
Can we watch a shoot pass that I really like? Can we watch a shoot pass that I think is crazy? I think it's good for KDR and CIA. It's bad for SDC.
There's shoot crashes.
We'll do this one.
So based on that, I feel like the demographics of people controlling the computer here would probably be into it.
Yes.
It is 2000. Yeah, it's this one. You found it. This is it. This is the exact thing I wanted to watch.
Well, so this
in
is
KDR.
a compilation.
Okay, so yeah. CIA is outside. Oh, sorry. Let's dig out. Anyway, SEC suspension fell apart, and it wasn't good. And then they didn't have suspensions anymore. They're real.
CIA always seems to be the ones just driving like nonchalantly through the chute around all the.
I don't know. It's actually kind of amazing. I think institutionally, like their ability, to like dogfight is absurd. Like their drivers casually just pull off the most insane maneuvers I've ever seen.
With just the circle in the middle, goes into the chute pretty clean, taking a bit of a wider line.
There's one where Firebird passes.
But keeping all of its momentum as it pulls the tight line on the other side.
It also might be because up to a certain point, they were in like a full-on roll cage, you know, and then maybe they were feeling like more invincible, or like, oh my god, everyone else is in composite, and I'm in like a Land Rover.
Well, that was part of it. Like they knew that they would be fine. But I mean, we've been doing that recently too. Like as recently as 2015, I want to say with Ascension at least.
Yeah, it's interesting. They seem institutionally good at it.
Yeah.
That last one, by the way, was the skua flip, which you don't get to see the full nature of. You only get to see.
Can we briefly? Can we take 1 second to recognize that one of the 12 videos recommended for Ben Maskey here is the "Hello, My Future Girlfriend" one.
So this isn't recommended for me. This is recommended for the CMU Buggy YouTube account.
That's even better. It's like mostly Buggy, a couple things about like metal being tortured, one thing about parachutes, and then the "Hello, My Future Girlfriend" meme. From and if you recognize that meme, you're an OG.
Oh yeah.
Got a request for the CAA Spirit Pass in 2015.
Let's do it.
That's one that's being shown tomorrow.
Now, yeah, that's not going to be. We can't do that one yet.
Yeah, we will actually hold off on that one, so we can see it live. What was the Firebird one? The one where Emma passed everybody.
I probably have it in my thing. Hang on. One thing I want to see, and maybe we could. What's the thing? What's the word for like when everybody has a death pact, like a tontine, right? Where like, as people get older and die, they everybody pays into the beginning, like the last person to survive. Like, yeah, well, tontine, right, is like the French term for it.
Gotcha.
I learned that on The Simpsons.
Uh-huh.
I want everybody to like encrypt and pool their Buggy directories, and then when we're all like 60, swap them, because I think it would be just so interesting to see what people have kept over the years and like how they organized it and everything like that. Like mine's like kind of absurd.
That's right. Thanks for that reminder, Barsham. Yeah, my Buggy directory is not terribly interesting, actually, because it's mostly just the stuff that I did at school. I haven't saved out a lot of stuff out. Well, no, sorry, I take that back. So all the stuff since school that I have is related to BAA stuff, stuff I've clipped together. Yeah, videos I've edited, whatever else. That being said, there's a shit ton of stuff from when I was a student that I do still have, which came in handy because the kids were asking for it recently. I was like, oh yeah, here's the files. Here you go.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I believe the pass that you're referring to, the Firebird one, was 2003.
Okay, so there's that one too. There was another one after I graduated.
Oh, is it 2008, 7?
You said after you graduated?
No, maybe not. Yeah, Firebird ran after I graduated.
Rolling then?
Yeah. It was rolling up until a few years ago. No, several years ago now, but yeah.
What year did you graduate?
2011. Sorry, McHugh, which one was it in 2003?
I don't know. I have a whole other.
Oh, okay.
I have like a whole other scene of it.
Gotcha,
I only know that from like the timestamp on this file that I have.
There's this one.
Oh, Ben, it's for 2011. It's the 2011 4. I'll get 2003. Hold on.
Oh, it's 2011. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Because I was chair. Sorry, it was 2011. Which one?
Men's Heat 4.
Men's 4. Okay. That makes sense. Yes.
5, 4, 3, 2,
yeah, this was Emma, the driver, came up to me and was so hyped up on adrenaline that she couldn't sit still and was just bouncing for probably a few hours afterwards. Yeah.
See that Hill 3 pusher was doing the same thing, but it's because we fed him a lot of Adderall.
Still looks like Spirit is going to get into the transition a little quicker.
Please go fast.
Heat 2 with KDR. That wasn't Heat though, was it?
Say it one more time.
2003. It wasn't a KDR Heat that we're talking about with Firebird, was it?
Firebird wasn't built until 2004.
That's correct.
Fair point.
You know, like how I pulled that one out of the top of my brain. I can't unknow that fact. Like I feel like my, I would like to comment more, but I have started, all the carnivals started blurring together after 2010. But from like 2003 through 2009, my knowledge is almost uncomfortably deep.
I do have the other Heat. It is 2004 Men's Heat 13.
Okay. Yeah, this is the one where she wove through.
Spirit spins right there too. Can CIA make it?
Eric Blood had requested.
CIA makes it past the 2. Looks like they're going to get into Hill 3 right there. Nice bit of driving by CIA.
He had requested the 2001 Fringe Miss Push Bar from Stratus's personal YouTube account, which was like, we're really pulling from the the archives here.
I gotta see the replay.
By the way, we should probably update that push bar compilation with all the stuff in the 10 years since that was made. But also, we have a great one from Miss Budweiser from back in the day.
Oh yeah.
I forget what compilation it is, but someone made a dive, and I don't think got to it, but came pretty close.
Yeah, one especially brutal dive is 2007 SDC Men's A in prelims. I think it's Heat.
Trust me, that's that will be played tomorrow. But it was also that one's in the push bar, the Miss Push Bar compilation.
Is this one in tomorrow?
They got to give like evasive
remember,
driving
Brian?
for these CIA drivers because every year
Actually
CIA
don't.
does.
This is what, this is 2011.
Yeah.
All right, as soon as CIA
We
finishes
had
this,
it
we got
in early, but we may have cut it.
See, 244
I believe
for
that.
CIA.
We
So
have a
let's go ahead and
lot of
take a
shots.
I
look
love
at that replay. Try and figure out
I love
what
people.
happened
I
there
love
going
in the
into
chat where
this
it's so satisfying when the bar comes up. Like it's a push bar, and you can just make it so it doesn't go down, and then you don't have to worry about that. But I understand.
That was my
I
entire
understand the
claim to
feeling.
fame and like pride and joy my senior year. Aside from Ascension winning design comp, which was #1 in everything so far for me, but that every bar worked on that day, which I think was only Firebird, but
So definitely was a flag.
wait,
and as I'm saying, you really cannot
we
see
had 3
where to
monocoques
go
at that point.
when you're driving one of these buggies.
We
at that
we,
point,
we
which is
did
why
end
you
up cutting
have
this one from
flags
tomorrow.
to help
Sorry.
you know when to
No,
go.
that's fine.
We had we have a couple of other 2011 ones that are a little more important generally.
Yes, we do. All right, so what was the next one somebody mentioned?
The other Firebird one was 2004 Men's 13.
McHugh, you mentioned one at some point, that something that Blood was asking for.
He wanted to watch a 2001 video from the depths of YouTube. That I think
Hey,
he
if
searched
you
for the
send me a
exact
link,
video.
I'll put it up.
Yeah, I'm doing
Buggy
it.
related.
I mean, I don't think we're quite at that part of the evening yet. I'm starting to
I
send
just
links
feel
that
like
are
I have
not
to
buggy
qualify
related.
that every time I say it.
Why does everybody say that to me? You're the 5th person to say that to me today. It's like, don't share
No. It's not just you.
videos over.
Like, I do that for everybody.
I know.
But, I mean, you, of course.
Yeah, I know.
I have Shafiq sent me
Wait, that's not
video.
Is that Mirage?
It's Conquest.
That is Mirage.
Oh, wait.
Conquest.
Conquest. So Mirage had Alex help me out here, since I see him in the chat there. Mirage is blue, Conquest is purple, but Mirage's first paint job, if I remember correctly, was actually purple, which was confusing as all hell.
Yeah, that's you're making me feel a lot better by misidentifying the buggy by giving me like an excuse, like giving me an out, but I should know that.
Yes.
I should let you know that I did not know that fact. I like Brimstone so much.
Okay, yes, Alex is confirming for me.
By the way,
Alex, we did a good job repainting that buggy. That's a beautiful shell that I got in my basement.
By the way, you exposed a flaw in my notes, which is that for some of these early years, I don't have the names of the buggies. I just have the teams, and this looked like it would be the one that we described.
Oh, this is the one from Shoot Carnage.
Yeah, it's 2000.
Yeah,
2004 prelims.
Oh,
okay.
But yes, that is Mirage. So Mirage has that streak along the bottom, which is how you know it's Mirage.
Oh, it is? I got it right?
Yes.
Oh my god. Amazing.
But you're right, we did just watch
Wait,
this
not sure about
same.
the OG purple? Alex, come on, you just said correct.
It's in 2016 or something, I came back and I called a yellow STC buggy addiction, and everyone was like, that buggy hasn't rolled in 10 years, you weird old person.
I mean, Mirage was built in 2000, and then Conquest. I mean, we rolled Conquest through my tenure. Or actually, sorry, we retired it during my time. We retired Conquest. But yeah, that was built 92. And yeah, the story behind the latest paint job on Mirage, which is not the shell I have in my basement. Shafiq has that because it's his buggy. But yeah, it was late, I think the night before design comp, if I remember right. We were trying to find a blue just so that we could like take off all the scratches, and we needed, obviously we needed paint to paint it.
This was also kind of this year. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say that the only paint after going to 3 or 4 WalMarts, superstores, was this metallic, sparkly blue paint, which looked really good for Mirage. I will say, like, it turned out great. But yeah, anyway, go ahead.
No, just gonna say though, one of the weirdest parts about this year that I don't think anybody talks about or remembers is that this was the year that Pika came out with Firewater, which was like, so Insight was built, like Fringe built Insight in 2003, and it had two wheels on the inside, right? It was like all built in, and they sort of cribbed that design off of Signu. And then Pika decided to copy them, and they came out with like, and I wish I had pictures of it, but it was like mock painted just like Insight, except for like Pika, so like kind of evil, right? Like red and black, and like.
That was the non-black one, right?
Well, I mean, it was primer, and I don't know. It only raced like a handful of weekends because I guess it didn't perform very well. But if you look closely at all the Pike shirts in this, they are wearing like Firewater shirts, which was a sick T-shirt design, and B, a cool name.
Is that one we have?
Looked like the Pika buggy that.
Oops.
Wait, so is that not the one that was painted like red and yellow? Like it kind of looked like fire.
It did, but I mean, it wasn't their final, right? Like they eventually painted it normal.
This is one of my favorites.
There's a photo in. I think there's a photo on your buggy.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna bounce. I have to get beer before all my other stuff tonight.
That's entirely fair. No, that's Goofa.
It's a great shirt.
It is. I don't see it in there. Yeah, we haven't been good about keeping this updated. We got to rely on everybody else. Anybody can post pictures here. Post your t-shirts.
Yeah, it especially helps if you have other photos that are not labeled with years. And so if someone were to say write a whole series about 100 years of buggy history and had a photo and didn't have a year attached to it, trying to identify the shirts that people were wearing by matching it to our gallery actually helped.
Nice. Well, I think that's going to do it for the broadcast, because I do have some other editing that I've got to do tonight. I've actually got most of the stuff set up for tomorrow, but I have a few segments that I need to touch up. So thanks everybody for joining. McHugh already jumped off. Yep. Go ahead, Brian.
I was just saying, so join us tomorrow. cmubuggy.org/raceday will get you all of the links you need. But if you want the Zoom webinar, it's cmubuggy.org/rd20. If you want the non-Zoom webinar, it is cmubuggy.org/live. We've got 8 minutes from now, wrct.org. Time to listen to some buggy stuff. And we got Tom Wood's presentation
starting soon, huh?
And I think that's it. Enjoy.
Yeah. Wait. Oh, I have the end screen. Wait. There we go.
Oh, and presumably we'll be back with 2015 next week or the week after, something along those lines.
Yes.
What are we doing? 2015 through 2019 over the next 5 weeks.
Yeah, the plan is to do the rewatch along with the articles as they go up. The only question is, I have only written through 2014 now, and it's a question of whether I can write 2015 by Thursday with all the stuff we've been doing for this weekend. If I can, it'll be this week, but if not, it may push back a week. But yeah, so we're rewatching the races along with the articles that go up.
All right. Yeah, I'll probably hop on the voice chat for 15 and 16.
Yeah, we'd love to have you. Absolutely.
No longer current at that point.
Awesome. Thanks, everybody.